This stuff is made from Japanese technology, and you guys know they're in the future over there. Okay, way too ugly. You will never see me call outside with one of these. Hey guys, it's Lanise. Welcome to today's video. So this is the first video in my West Indian Girls series. So years ago when I first moved to France, I had all these content ideas written down into my app about sharing life in France from a West Indian perspective, more specifically an English-speaking West Indian perspective. And one of the toughest adjustments that I had written down was having 4 seasons, because frankly, all I knew were 2 settings, hot and hotter. Autumn and winter were a total mystery, and spring was like hurricane season, so it was fine. After years and years of trial and error, I realized the key to staying not only warm, but also sane is to understand seasonal clothing. I'm the type of person, if I'm too cold, I'm not having a good time and I'm staying inside. But who wants to stay inside all the time? So it's autumn in Paris right now, and I want to help anyone like me who's coming from a warm climate and you're coming to Europe on a little cheeky holiday or even for a conference, or you're moving long-term for school or even love. I'm sharing with you the most essential seasonal clothing tips that you need to stay warm and have a good time. Let's start off with tip number 1. Check your clothing materials before you buy them. Even online, if you're gonna shop before you arrive, they always list the composition of the clothing item that you're about to buy. So check the composition of your clothing item. Clothing with warm materials like wool and down trap heat inside and stops it from escaping outside of your clothing, keeping you warm. It might seem annoying, but do you want to look like this or like this? Look for materials like wool, down, cashmere if you got it like that. All in all, I think investing in good quality pieces that you can use season after season is also a little better for the environment. So my second tip for you is an obvious one, and it's to layer. But let's talk specifically about your base layer. I love and recommend anything heat tech for your base layer during the winter season. Uniqlo, if you ever see this, please sponsor me. I'm just saying, because I wear all your stuff, okay? On a serious note, this stuff is made from Japanese technology, and you guys know they're in the future over there, okay? So what more can I say? But in addition to heat insulation that I just spoke about, they also have heat absorption that basically creates heat within the material. So my third tip is outerwear. Let's talk outerwear, because it's not just about the material, but it's about when you wear the material. Autumn is a transitional season, as we know. You don't gotta bring out like the big woolen coats, okay, already during autumn. Like, it's not necessary. By afternoon, you will be hot and miserable. That's why I love a good trench. Trench is like, I don't know, the symbol. Trench coats are like the symbol of autumn, I think. Like, it's like, you know, when you see a trench, you know it's autumn, or maybe spring also, but besides the point right now. Okay, let's focus. But love a trench coat during autumn, because it's just light. It's an additional coat to basically your regular summer outfits. You know, you can just throw it over and you can still wear like a nice dress, a light dress underneath. I currently have 2 oversized ones that I love. I re-wear every single season in a classic beige, but also in black. You don't have to just do the classic beige color. You can also do black. I love the navy blue ones, and I also love this navy green ones. I don't have those colors as yet, but I would love to add them to my wardrobe one day. So I would recommend those colors as well. They're absolutely beautiful during the autumn period. Bombers and biker jackets are nice, but I find them super casual. So if you're in need of going, like for example, if you're coming for like a conference or something, or you're going out to a nice dinner, you might want something a little bit more chic. So I would recommend a cropped, you can do a cropped trench. Cropped trenches are in right now. I see them all over the place. So you can do a cropped trench, or you can even do just a nice short wool coat Those are also really nice. Zara has a lot of those. I just recently copped one in beige and it's super cute. I noticed that greige, like this greige color, is the color of the season. I see those a lot in the metro, but I still prefer my beige one. I really like that one. I think it goes with more outfits than the greige. And there's also Sherpa jackets. I like those too because you can find them more, I think they're a little bit more chic, like elevate your outfit a little bit. Sherpa jackets are basically the dupe to the shearling jackets, which are crazy expensive. So I also like the Sherpa jackets. Don't have one as yet, but I am on the market looking for the best one that I really like. So this next one is a little bit too ugly for me to wear, but hear me out. And I also don't know, when I was preparing for this video, I couldn't find the English name for this. I only know the French name now, but it's called a doudoune. Doudoune sans manche. I don't know the English word for that. Somebody can comment on it. Way too ugly for me to wear. Way too ugly. You will never see me call outside with one of these. All right, but they are very useful under your actual jacket. So if you need just an additional layer, maybe it's just a little too chilly for you that day, you can put these under. I put them under my my regular trench, or my regular coats if I just need a little bit more insulation, and they work perfectly. No one sees them. No one sees them. They work perfectly. I'm warm, I'm crispy, I'm happy. But yeah, I know a lot of people wear these just regularly as regular jackets, and you can. But if you're like me and you're looking, just for a little bit of insulation, that's a little tip that you can use. You want to look like this or like this. So we've arrived to my last tip for you guys, which is cover your extremities. So when you're moving into December now, we just spoke about October. When you're moving into December, it's dark, it's gray, and you don't want to be cold too, okay? You will lose your sanity. Remember what I just told you. Check the materials. Materials are going to go a long way for you, especially during the winter season. The composition of the jackets that you choose, the coats that you choose, just spend the money and get a nice wool coat. Why is that the word I'm using? Get a nice wool coat. Make sure it's long so that it covers your legs from wind. You want to look like this or like this. They have shorter versions too, and of course they have different style options in those long coats that you'll need for winter. The classic styles, or you have more like a belted one. I think I have both styles, like a classic, if I need to use it to go to work, or if I need to, I'm just going out with some friends, wear one that's a little bit more belted, a little bit more casual, but it still cinches in my waist and gives me a little bit of shape. So there are different styles to choose from in terms of a nice winter coat, a long one. I also have seen recently the long quilted oversized ones. Gorgeous. I love them. Haven't found one within my price range that I want to get. I'm definitely in the market for one of those. I think they're absolutely beautiful. So if you think about materials, make sure your legs are covered, but also cover the rest of your extremities, meaning your ears, your neck, obviously your toes. You'll be wearing, you're gonna be wearing shoes, but I'm talking about like the type of socks that you choose. Again, Uniqlo. Again, Uniqlo, if you come upon this video. But on a serious note, I choose Uniqlo for all of those items. So like my scarves, my gloves, my socks, they have all of those things in heat tech, which is what I just mentioned when I was talking about the base layers. I have all of those in heat tech and I love them. I rewear them every season and I buy new ones if one gets a little bit too old or something like this. Absolutely love heat tech, but of course Uniqlo isn't the only brand that does heat tech, but I think that they do quite an affordable range. Autumn winter is flu season. If you come into contact with people who are already sick and you're not dressed well, recipe for a fucking disaster. recipe for disaster. Autumn and winter, I'm more like Chelsea boots. Chelsea boots are like my everyday. I love those shoes. And of course, you know, you have your knee-high boots. I do also like accents. If you want to wear heels, you can also jazz it up with some stockings. I think that's such a cute combination. Wearing some pointy toe heels with some stockings, super, super cute. It really has to do with your personal style, what you like in terms of shoes. And that is it, you guys. So trust me, with the right layers, with the right clothing materials, you will not only survive autumn winter, but you will also thrive. You'll be outside having a good old time, okay? Good old time. Especially if you're more of like an extrovert and you love being outside, doing activities, you know, seeing friends and stuff. So tell me in the comments, what was your biggest clothing disaster, clothing struggle when you moved to a colder climate? If you enjoyed this first video in my West Indian Girl series, where I'll be sharing more about like my transition into my life in France, things I had to get used to, culture shocks, stuff like that. Please like this video and don't forget to subscribe, guys, please. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.